You're listening to the Dearheart Wedding Photography Podcast. We're your hosts, Lindsay and Michelle.
Our mission is to connect creatives, learn from one another, and grow together as a community.
On today's episode, we chat to my co-host, Lindsay, all about CRMs, customer relation management, and how it can automate your emails, invoices, contracts, and so much more. Stay tuned until the end of the episode for a discount code for Studio Ninja. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome to our newest episode of our podcast. We're so excited to have you guys here. It's been a bit of a while. We've been busy, but we know you all have been too. So we are so excited to be back. And this episode is actually such an awesome one. So if you haven't read the title, which I'm sure you have, it's all about CRMs. And even for me, I didn't really know what that was until a bunch of other people told me about it. So we really hope that this episode will be so beneficial to you that afterwards you will feel like you can conquer the world, and that it really just helps you to grow your business and to manage your business much, much better. So we have the expert with us, Lindsay. Woo!
For sure about that.
No, you definitely know a lot more than me about this topic. So I'm so excited to be speaking to you about it. So Lindsay, why don't you kick us right off? Tell us what a CRM is and just about your experience using one.
Great. Cool. Hi, guys. So for those of you that don't know, a CRM is a customer relationship management tool. So it does what it says. It manages your relationships with your customers. And so I'm going to go in depth as to really what they entail and how they can help you grow your business. But let me start by saying why I first needed one and why I chose to start using it. So pretty much I started using, there's a whole bunch of them. We're going to go through what all of them are, but I started using a CRM called Studio Ninja it must have been about 6 years ago. And I was more than that. It was like 7 years ago. And how it happened was I did the worst thing, I think the thing that all photographers dread and what we have nightmares about, I double booked a wedding.
Oh gosh.
So after that I was like, okay, I can't, and I just had this fear that I was going to do it again. So I was like, I can't keep going like this. I need something to help me. I'm not an admin person, I'm a photographer, and admin's never been a strong point of mine.
Yeah.
So the whole kind of marketing ploy of these CRMs is that you're a photographer, not an administrator. So get someone or something to help you do your administration. And that's exactly what it is. So I'm going to be talking about Studio Ninja because that's what I know, as I said. But pretty much once you book a date, when someone's paid, it marks it off in your calendar as read. So it's impossible to double book because you'll get a notification if someone else inquires on that date saying, this date's already been booked. So that for me was the biggest drawing card.
Mind-blowing.
But just the way it also helps you to relate to your customers and to keep in contact with them. And also just it manages everything all in one spot. So your invoices, your contracts, your questionnaires, everything is on one platform. That's the kind of overview of what a CRM tool is. I've really found that it's been hugely beneficial for myself, for peace of mind, just that I know that I'm not double booking anymore, and just to have everything together, to also, even from a financial point of view, to see, you can track what money's coming in, you can kind of plan a bit for the year. Also, all your contracts are all in one spot. You don't have to go searching for everything. It just makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I think that sounds really awesome. I think one thing that I really worry about is am I communicating with my clients enough? And so I'm also do I have to set my calendar to send them a message 6 months before the time, all of that. So tell us how a CRM has helped you in that aspect, how you schedule, just messages that you send.
Great. Well, why don't I start? Let me start with kind of the workflow as you would start with getting a new inquiry. And like I said, I use Studio Ninja. There's a bunch of others. So kind of the top ones are that a lot of photographers use. There's Bloom, Honeybook, Studio Ninja, Dubsado. I know 17 Hats is also quite a favorite. Tave, Sprout Studio, Pixify, Shootzilla, HubSpot CRM, Studio Cloud, Bonsai, ShootQ, Monday, Flowloo. Yeah, there's a lot. And
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and I believe PixieSet is also going to be launching a CRM platform on their as an integration for PixieSet users. Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
if you are on PixieSet, that will be something cool to look out for if you're already paying for that.
Yeah.
But pretty much how it works on Studio Ninja is that from the get-go, I include a questionnaire. The questionnaire that's on my website is linked to my Studio Ninja. So every time someone inquires on my website, I get a new lead is created in Studio Ninja. And what that lead does is it just helps me also to keep track of who's inquired and what dates everyone's inquired on. So I must be honest, I don't necessarily go and chase up on a lot of leads. If it's a date that I want to book and I'm trying to book for that date, then I will go and follow up. But you can also, part of the whole scheduling thing is you can send automatic emails. So like say 3 days after an inquiry has come in, you can send an email saying, hi, just following up on your inquiry. Let me know if you need any help. And you can pre-schedule all of these emails. You can say it in your tone of voice in the way that you communicate. So it doesn't have to sound robotic and like an automated email pretty much. So that's the first thing. It helps you to keep track of your leads coming in. Once someone has confirmed or when someone asks you, they say, okay, cool, we're keen to book, then you can, from that lead profile, you can create an invoice or a quote. And so the nice thing about the invoice and quote is you can send your invoice, quote, and a questionnaire all as one email. It just has little tabs at the top. So I found this really helpful, and my clients seem to like it a lot as well because everything's in one email and they can quickly and easily access it. Yeah, so once they, and it's all online signatures as well and online questionnaires and everything that you can customize and make how you want. They also do have templates. So if you don't have a contract, they have some templates in there already. So once a client has paid and once I've marked it as paid and the contract's been signed, then the lead converts to a job. So that's how I know that the date is secure, the date is booked. Exactly. And then it marks it off as red in my calendar so no one else can book on that date. And then from there you can set up you can customize the workflow and the way in which you interact with your clients to your needs. So I personally have a thanks for booking email that comes once they've confirmed. I have an email that just says thank you, blah, 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 looking so forward to your wedding. Here's the next steps going forward. So I really do believe, and we've spoken about this before, that the key to a good relationship with your customers is good communication.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's key, but it's also not always possible to do organically and like over WhatsApp or email when you have like 50
so
different clients. Yeah, exactly. And it's your wedding clients, but then it's also your couple shoots, your family shoots. So it gets impossible to manage everything. But yeah, so you can, as I was saying, you can set up a custom workflow, and on that workflow, I have different workflows for my weddings, for corporate clients, for family shoots, for portrait shoots. So you have different emails sent, so you don't have a hi, I'm so excited for your wedding to your corporate clients. Yeah, all that. So you customize it once they've confirmed the booking. It sends an email what to expect, next steps, etc. Then it's pretty much, you can set the days of when you want to email. So depending on how long away or far away the wedding is, you can set it like 6 months, 6 months before the wedding, 3 months before the wedding, a week before the wedding, just a check-in email. I normally send about 2 months before the wedding. I send them a mail that says, hi, blah, blah, blah. Here is the timeline and the family photo list. So just things that I need from them, give them plenty of time. Yeah, and then I also send them a link to like my tips and tricks about what to do on a wedding day, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll also send another email a week before or a month before and then a week before just saying, hi, checking in, is everything still okay with the schedule? Just kind of a checking in, touching base. And what that does often is that it puts the ball in their court a lot of the time. So I don't necessarily know if they've replied or not, but I mean, I do know if they've replied. I don't know if they've seen. Some people won't reply to all of them, but if they want to touch base, then they do, and then they've emailed me, and I've got it in my inbox. So it does almost put the ball in their court a bit. So that's kind of the process of the emails. It really does just I'm generally not good at communicating. My friends will be testament to that. Messages will sit in my WhatsApp for ages before I reply. But
me too, don't worry.
I'm like, if I could have this Studio Ninja or a CRM tool for my friends, that'd be amazing as well.
That would be
just
great. Let's
checking in. How are you guys doing?
Every 2 weeks it sends out a message. That would be really great.
GFM, good friend management, eh?
That's really good.
Can tell her to become a mom. So kind of what I was saying is you get the emails, you can also do your contracts, questionnaires, follow-ups, and you can also do custom branding on your CRM. So you can insert your logo so that all your emails, your contracts, your whatever are all custom branded. Which is quite cool.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you can add your own branding so that, it does look like it's coming from you as a brand and not just a random site that people see. But one of my main concerns with that is, like, let's say, for example, my 6-month email is scheduled to go out and it has all this information that they need to know. So what if they message me like 5 months or 7 months before the time and then ask those questions? Because then I feel like it's kind of like doing double work because you have scheduled it, but now they're asking it. So kind of like, do you ever feel that it is not getting in the way, but that you get double questions from couples about things?
No, I don't feel like there's double questions. I feel like, because you can still, if someone's emailed you earlier, you can still, I often say, hi, I normally send out an email 6 months before checking in. And then you can always just go copy, paste. But I would say use that as an indicator as well. If your clients are generally asking you 5 months off earlier, then change your email to be earlier. The one thing with the automated that I'm not always that good at is, so you need to mark off your payment. So once someone's made a payment, you need to mark it off as paid, because otherwise it sends invoice reminders. So it'll say, hi, just reminding you about your payment. Yes. So I often will forget to do that, and clients will be like, hi, just checking in, did you receive my payment? And I'm like, yes, automated. Thank you though. So that's one thing you need to be quite good at, is just marking it off. The downside to these, or I guess kind of the hesitation that a lot of people have expressed to me, is that it does take some time to set up. So especially if you're an established photographer, you've got a list of your clients, like, to copy and to make, because you pretty much need to make a new client profile for each person with their name and their email address. It took me a day, I was like, in the grand scheme of things, a day wasn't that bad to kind of, and I know like most of the different platforms will have people to communicate with and from the company to guide you and help you set it up. I know Studio Ninja has, you can schedule a call and they'll literally walk you through the whole process with someone on a Zoom type platform, just so that you have someone if you are confused. We also will put a link in the bottom of our YouTube video with just a kind of demo on Studio Ninja if you are keen.
That's awesome.
To learn a bit more about it.
I mean, for me personally, to be quite honest, I don't use one at all. And I must say, like, emails are something that really overwhelms me. Sometimes it feels like I start in the morning with emails, and by 12 o'clock, I'm only done with emails. And then it's the same thing the next day because everyone just answered their emails. So I think it's a huge benefit to automate it, but still in a way that's personal to you. And I really love that you can actually, like, you write your own messages. So it's still my tone, it's still my voice, it's just automated.
Yeah. So Mish, do you use email templates in Gmail as well, or do you do all kind of?
I have like a document where I just copy and paste from. So it's not like very professional at all. It's just me copying, pasting from a note. Yeah.
So one thing that also changed my workflow was having template emails in Google. So you can literally, I have one for available, not available, videographer recommendations, other photographer recommendations, all the different
things that you would have
that I need to. Yeah, so you just have them, you can save them as a template. So if you write an email, you literally at the bottom right, so this is specifically with Gmail, at the bottom right, I'm opening Gmail up now so I can remember how to do it. So you write an email, at the bottom right, you'll see there's 3 little dots, and you can scroll over templates, and then you just scroll to the bottom and say save draft as template, and then you can literally save it as what you want. Yeah, and then when you're replying to an email, you literally just go template, blah, 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 and you leave space for people's names and template available, and then you just attach your document. So that already like saves my emailing.
Saves so much time.
Yeah, it literally cuts down you obviously customize it a bit as you go. Like if someone's told me like a really cool story about their relationship, you obviously don't want to just respond with a blanket text. But I mean, so that also helps speed things up with the workflow and with Gmail.
Yeah, I think it's so helpful. Wow, thanks for that tip. I hope everyone else feels that it will help them as much as it will help me. Yeah.
I was going to say that's just a free resource that's
free
there.
Tip. Yeah, that's awesome. And do you feel there's anything else about a CRM that you find very beneficial that people might not know about?
I think the calendar aspect, which I kind of mentioned. A lot of them will also have app versions for your phone, so you can do it desktop or app. So that's really cool. They also have a cool notes section at the bottom, so I use that quite a bit. If I'm meeting with a client, you can literally go to their profile, and I said, everything's saved on their profile, and there's also a notes section at the bottom. So when I meet with them, that's where I take notes. Because I would find I had a little notebook that I would bring to my meetings, and I would write them down, and then I would kind of like, I forget to put the names at the top, or I would like just scribble some stuff, and
lost.
I'm like, I'd read it afterwards. I'm like, what did I write? Like, what is my handwriting? I swear I could be a doctor in another life with my handwriting. But so having a note section on the platform is really helpful, and having it as an app on your phone is also super helpful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then with the calendar, is it like their own calendar, or does it sync with your Google Calendar, or just how does that work?
So it's their calendar on the app, but you can sync the app with your Gmail calendar or whatever calendar you use. So everything's can be integrated.
All in one place.
And they do have, I think they also have some other, I know you can integrate, initially when I started using Studio Ninja, I was still using Xero as a invoicing platform. So I actually ended up cancelling my Xero subscription and just using Studio Ninja. But they do have integration, so you can integrate it into a lot of different. There's a whole lot of platforms that they integrate. And so some of the other integrations that they have, I mentioned Xero. You can integrate QuickBooks, PickTime, ShootProof, Fundi Design, and ProSelect. Just a helpful way to do that. I think I am very interested to see how PixieSet does it, because I think that's going to be very exciting, because I know they've now, they're joining up with Flow Themes as well.
Oh, nice.
Which is going to be very cool. Because I don't know if you know, but PixieSet are now hosting websites as well. Not hosting, but designing. So you can design a website in PixieSet. And now, so they're partnering with with flow themes, but who knows how long it's going to take. I keep asking them, I'm like, when's it coming? But no one can give me a definite answer. So I feel like it might be the same with the CRM tools. I don't know when it's going to come. It's kind of just that indefinite, it's in the pipeline type of answer.
So you also mentioned invoicing, that you used to use Xero and now you use Studio Ninja. So I'm kind of think I know the answer, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. I'm assuming you can just kind of like set up your different packages and just quickly insert them into an invoice. So it's not, you don't have to type every single time for an invoice. It's just also kind of automated.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can set up, exactly, the different packages you have. You can also set up different contracts. So if you have, you can just save them all. And then it's literally just a click, insert.
Awesome. So what if someone, for example, wants to take one of your packages and you have a special running where you're giving 10% discount? Can you just easily add that as well to an invoice?
So you can add a discount. There's like a discount bar. You can add that in. And the other thing that's quite cool is you can also set payment options. The 50% deposit for most people is what it is. But you can set 30%, three installments or whatever, and you can set the invoicing date. So that's also super helpful for me because I used to always forget to send people the final invoice. I literally now, they'll get an invoice for the balance of the payment a week before the wedding or 2 weeks before, whatever you want to set it to. And so then it's also a way that I make sure that I get paid before, I'm not too particular if people don't pay me before. I always just say, as long as you pay me before I give you your photos, because I won't give you photos until I've been paid. But so you can set the payment dates as well, which is super helpful.
Okay, very nice.
And there's also like a little tab at the bottom for any notes. And so I find it really helpful to just add in the bottom there, reiterate the non-refundable deposit. Obviously it's in your contract, but I was advised by a lawyer just to kind of put it on everything.
Well. Okay.
Yeah, invoice, emails. So I literally have it on my email as well at the bottom of the template for the invoice. It's like, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link to your invoice. Kindly be advised that there is a non-refundable. So it's literally no one can say that they didn't know. Exactly. And obviously I say that the contract is like mandatory to sign. I think everyone has that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And I think a lot of people are going to find this episode really helpful. I really hope that people actually listen to the episode. I mean, if you're here now, you obviously did. But I think for me, I just get so overwhelmed. So it was very informative for me. And one of my biggest concerns was that it's going to be too many emails, or, that they're going to ask the question before my automated one sends, and then I have to do the work anyway. So I'm really glad that you answered that question. And I really especially like what you said about if you kind of realize that people are asking this before you send the email, just change when you send the email. So do you have anything else that you want to add?
I think maybe a question for me was, or for you actually, is what has kind of been stopping you besides the customized email? What's been stopping you from using a CRM tool? Because how do you cope with all, like, how do you do your emails? I mean, I'm not saying people don't use CRM. That's not the only way, but how do you do your invoicing contracts at the moment? Do you use different tools or?
Like, I think people are going to laugh at me when they hear this. But I'll be honest with you guys. So I use Canva for my invoices, and I do them each one by one. Yeah, it takes forever.
Okay.
So I think for me, what was stopping me is like I just wasn't sure how to use it, and I think like that you addressed now and said it's just going to take you one day to set it up, just one day. For me, I thought it was going to take forever, and I feel like I already have so many things that I have to set up in terms of like my website and a lot of stuff. So I think that was like the one thing stopping me, and then also just the concern about when the emails go out. And getting like the same question over and over again. So
Yeah.
I would say that those were the main things stopping me. But I mean, now that I know just how much easier it will make my life, I'm definitely going to look into it. I think one of the other concerns that a lot of photographers might have is, what does it cost? Like, do they feel that the cost is justified by the service that it delivers? So can you maybe just tell us, what does it cost per month? What can we expect to pay?
So I've kind of just taken the top 3 that I would recommend and got the prices of those. And those are Bloom, Honeybook, and Studio Ninja. They're averaged around $30 a month.
Okay.
So it is quite pricey. You can also do a free trial. So that, I would say, I know a lot of people have done the free trial and they're like, oh, the setup is a mission.
Yeah.
So I understand if you only doing it for a week, then to spend a whole day on setup is a mission. So Studio Ninja is $24.90, so call it $25 per month. But I've always wanted to say this: if you use the promo code Dearheart50, you can get 50% off. Influencer, bro.
Wow.
I don't know why I know that. Yeah, you can tell I'm over the age of 25.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, so you can use my promo code Dearheart50 for reals and get it works out at about 150 Rand a month, which if you look at it it's the price of a pizza, guys. It's the price of a pizza for your whole peace of mind and your own personal assistant. Hey,
I feel like that is so worth it. Like, I was originally like, it's going to be like a lot, like 300 Rand a month. That's quite a lot, especially if you're new.
It is a lot.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
But I mean, 150 Rand, and I think you're putting it into perspective with a pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
I think if you're new starting out, I don't know if I'd use it right away because you probably don't have too many clients. But if you're getting to the point where you're struggling with your clients, or you just want to, if you are new and you have a bit of cash to spend, it's a good habit to get in, and it's a good way to get your business started. And it is quite professional looking, having everything sent in one email with little tabs, and it is a good start to have.
Yeah, and it saves you so much time. So you have so much more time to do
really
the things
does.
that's going to make you money in the end. So
totally, yeah, exactly. Do more of what you love and less of what you don't want to do.
Hallelujah.
That's what I say.
I agree. Definitely. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode. I feel that it was very informative. I feel like I learned a lot, and I feel like I'm definitely going to be using that discount code somewhere today already. So thank you so much, Lindsay. I think we all really appreciate your insight and your knowledge. And if you guys have any further questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Send us a DM on our Instagram, Golden Heart Podcast. We would love to answer your questions. Lindsay, thank you so much. I think I really appreciate it, and I know all our listeners will too.
My pleasure. And I think we can actually do a little Q&A on our Insta stories for those of you that are interested. So I think maybe on Friday, tune in and we will do some questions and answers on CRMs.
That would be awesome. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Gold and Heart Wedding Photography Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all our future podcasts.
You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram as the Golden Heart Podcast. Thanks for joining. Bye.